August 2012. Old man makes mod for an old-ass milsim game. Makes sense. Battle Royale the book was a rip-off copy of H1Z1, kinda like how everyone ripped off of Minecraft. I remember when people actually thought this game was going to be DayZ, but actually not shit. How do you go from a pay-to-win zombie survival to a cluster of a battle royale that still somehow failed even though you had the entire BR player base? Then PlayerUnknown's Shitty Grounds decided to make a standalone game of his mod with his name in it. Why? Using a trash-ass engine that's clunkier than fucking Fallout 76, and they wanted that shit to be competitive. You lost to a game that couldn't even open doors correctly. How do you fucking feel? Fortnite. A failed game that was delayed for half my YouTube career just to be some abysmal third-person tower defense copy. Like every other failing game, they copied what H1Z1 did and turned it into a free-to-play battle royale because minimal effort and $2 billion in a single year. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this game. This game had so much potential, just like how Cube World could have been the next Minecraft killer. But instead, just like with Cube World, the developers decided to listen to what Bethesda's been doing for years and completely fucked their entire game up single-handedly after their very first alpha update. I genuinely don't understand how PUBG is still a thing. I guess it really isn't for most people unless you live where Corona started, or you cheat like every other person you encounter that always happens to be from China. Like H1Z1, it's funny how this game was the best of the best for its time. There weren't any other competitors out there. There wasn't anything better, unfortunately. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the game when playing with friends, but the constant crashing, dying to random bugs, laggy servers, not being able to open doors, the fact this game looks more discolored and bland than the Call of Duty franchise, and PewDiePie had to walk over that fucking bridge. Yeah, I think I'm good. Back to Forknut. I really enjoyed this game back when it was getting me viewers on Twitch, and when people weren't spamming Omega LOL incorrectly out of pure stupidity. Early seasons of Fortnite were a lot of fun for me personally. Remember Hyper Ninja? This is him now. You gotta give it to Epic though. Compared to what the game was back then, shit looks a lot more polished. Game's still ass, but at least shit's a lot more stable. Oh, wait. Not a huge fan of the fact the second I shoot someone, they manage to build a 6-story house with a garage and a welcome mat that says I f***ed your mom. Most people who use this argument just like to see someone and shoot. I'm not a trash brain PUBG retard. I was decent at building for its time, but the repetitive grinding for resources just to use them all on one asshole is just about as annoying as looting for 20 minutes, running for another 20 minutes to get into the circle, just to get third-partied by random dickheads hiding. Why is this game popular again? Battle Royale copies. Similar to the my game is dead, let's make it a free-to-play BR strategy. Straight rips and copycats are typically just pathetic attempts at first-person shooters. You can tell pretty easily when you encounter a game in this category. Unity engine, default assets, clunkier than labeled as an FPS, but it's easier to get a master's degree than to properly aim down sights, and dreaded microtransactions. You know your shit is when your game has all these fundamental, foundational problems, and you're more focused on making a battle pass and a skin shop. I understand the marketing team likes to dip their balls and teabag the development team from time to time, but 95% of the time, the skins aren't even good, and yet they're still fucking $20+. At least in mobile games, you get to progress a little bit faster while they you in the ass. Uh-oh. I don't understand. Like, yeah, it's kind of fun sometimes. Everyone I know that played PUBG Mobile, and even Call of Duty Mobile, had a lot of fun. It's a cool little time killer while your hands slowly get third-degree burns from your phone heating the up. The only thing I don't get is why people play it regularly. Because I'm good. No, you're fucking retarded. Being good at a mobile game is like getting an 8th place participation trophy at a competition. The fact people still don't understand 90% of the people they're encountering are dog shit bots. They just stand still. My grandma could play that shit on her 2nd generation iPad and get a chicken dinner. This is a good segue to the real reason why I'm making this video. Why is the title The Revenge of Battle Royales? In the beginning, this concept of BRs, competition, the competitiveness, being the last person alive out of 100 in a match was invigorating. It was fun, massively competitive, lots of RNG. It was a new game genre for people to play. Years later, many companies have strayed away from the heavily sought out competitive nature these games had. As this genre got more popular and dipped into the mainstream, a lot more people wanted to play and become the next ninja like a bunch of fucking retards. Millions of kids who shouldn't have access to the internet are just complete dog shit. So dog shit, in fact, that Epic had the genius idea of adding terrible bots and AI into the actual pool that dropped into the game. So you know how there's 100 people that drop in a match? Theoretically, all 100 of these people are real players. At least that's how it used to be. Well, recently, this shitty game started adding bots into that equation, making the game easier. And not like 10 or 20 bots. I'm talking anywhere from 50 to 80% of the lobby is filled with non-human players. So that's why I'm making this video. I know at some point this information will be outdated. It'll happen once Fortnite, or Epic in this case, gets enough backlash, but the fact they had meetings to see how they could improve the game, and this is what they came up with, I'm baffled. BR games in 2020, where players are so bad, you don't even have to face humans anymore. Might as well label this as a shitty PvE game now. It's really sad to see how BR games are nowadays, especially compared to what the community was and just the development of all these games, seeing how games progressed and grew over time, and this is where we're at. Even if this is something that's not gonna last forever, the fact that multi-billion-dollar game industries and companies are at the point where they want to include everybody. They want everyone to feel like they're a winner. I know there's a lot more issues with Fortnite specifically, and even with other games, but the point is that we're losing the competitive nature of these games, and overall, I just stopped giving a shit. Oh, also, anyone who has skill-based matchmaking is retarded. I want to be able to absolutely shit on bad players. If I'm better, I want them to know that by fucking crushing their souls in-game.